Okay, this has fully dried, and in this session what we're going to do is we're going to work with some light modeling paste. You could use a gel, any type of smooth texture medium. And I'm going to apply that with a palette knife, just like that, to my palette, just to add a little texture in this segment. I'm also working with the basic titanium white, and I'm going to work with a little blue. I'm choosing a light blue. You could choose whichever blue you like, the cerulean, the light, or whatever color you're using, and a palette knife. So I have here the modeling paste, the titanium white, and the blue. And I'm going to take a little of the modeling paste and just kind of put it on my canvas, no particular pattern. I just want to build up a little bit of underneath texture. And we're going to work with this as a wet texture versus letting it dry and then coming back and putting paint over it. So now I'm taking my white and I'm laying that down, just rough spots, and I'm going to take just a little of the blue and lay that down in a couple of spots. This is going to take quite a bit of white. I might have to actually add some more. And then I'm going to put this down with my palette knife in just a very abstract impasto pattern, sort of, meaning no pattern whatsoever. Just, I like it to be sort of a cascading look, but I'm going to use my palette knife in a couple of different directions like this, just to give it some variance in the way that it looks. And I'm picking up a little of the blue, but just a little in a couple of spots, just so it's not completely white on the top. I do want just a little bit of color in here, but not a lot. I really want mostly white. I'm going to work with a little more white. This is going to take, when you work with impastos, obviously it takes a fairly significant amount. And I've got some long brush, or not brush, but palette strokes, some short palette strokes. I'm working with the texture medium underneath. Now, you don't absolutely need the texture medium for this particular, since we are working with a thick impasto. It just is going to require a little more actual paint, which it's requiring anyway. So just by laying that down, and I'm going over the center section here. I'm going to come back with a little bit of yellow as a highlight. Okay, so I've got this pretty much covered with my paint, and now working with a very little bit of a light yellow. I have two different yellows. Now, one is a very pale lemon yellow. This is a light cadmium. I think I'm going to work with my pale lemon. If you don't have this type of yellow, then mix your own. Just mix some very light yellow with white, some illuminator, whatever, to create that very light yellow color. And here it is on my palette. As you can see, it's a very light yellow color. And I'm laying that down in just a little bit of a highlight. to bring in a little of a highlight color. And we're going to let this dry thoroughly and then come back and